Three people, three different approaches to handling money. John lives paycheck to paycheck, Mary saves and buys only the necessities, and Matt manages to save and invest in small amounts. What will the financial lives of these three look like in a few years? They all have similar paid jobs, partners, 2 children, and are in their 40s. Welcome to Invest with Jiří channel. In today's video we take a look at 3 imaginary characters and their attitudes towards money. How they will fare in life, how their small decisions can change the future, and what the outcome will be after a few years. If you are interested in financial videos, please subscribe and click on the bell. Let's do this. John struggles through life, living on debt, using credit card money, and having to borrow money from loan sharks in case of emergencies. Basically, he's sinking deeper and deeper into debt, with high interest rates taking a bigger and bigger chunk out of his paycheck. He only has money to eat and pay off his debts. Any thought of having problems causes him anxiety because he is unable to pay for his health insurance. His parents lived similarly, and he knows of no other way to escape this financial situation. His life consists only of working and paying off his debts. He has no money for anything else. He doesn't see his family because he owes everywhere and everyone he looks at. His financial flow looks like this. As soon as he gets his paycheck, he pays the necessary expenses and the debt payment. The next week he gets his paycheck, and because his expenses are greater than his income, he has to borrow that much more to pay for the necessities. John keeps falling deeper and deeper into a debt spiral. How this will end, even John doesn't know. This sad story often ends tragically, leaving the victims completely alone and without family or friends. Significantly better off, and basically like most ordinary people in this world, is Mary. She goes to work and, like her mother, she splits the money into envelopes. She knows full well that the necessary expenses for food, transportation, and children's education come first, then the expenses that are excessive. Her mom has taught her to also set up an envelope for the rainy day when the washing machine and car breaks down. Mary lives frugally and therefore is able to save a few $1,000s a year. This security of financial reserve gives her peace of mind and joy in life. Even though she doesn't save much, she is able to take a trip with her children several times a year and enjoy a nice day out. If Mary discovers something she likes, she saves to buy it. Mary has health insurance and also has life insurance in case of death, so that her children are not left destitute. Her financial life can be illustrated in this chart. The overall graph looks much more positive for Mary than for John. Her paycheck is reduced by current expenses and Mary saves the rest. Her income and frugality allow her to occasionally spend a larger amount, bringing her back to around zero. In fact, she is unable to save enough to not spend everything she has when she has a major expense. She is in the twilight zone, but she is above zero. She doesn't owe anyone and she plans her spending. Matt saves and invests. His father is a successful real estate entrepreneur and he gave him the basics of financial literacy. At an early age, he encouraged him to be thrifty, and together they discussed the reasons to buy or not buy the toy Matt desires. His father also taught him the simple basic of how interest works and how to make money work for him. His father was strict with Matt, and did not help him financially in any way. He knew that the important thing was to know how to work with money, and with time the rest would come. He didn't want to spoil him. All the money that Matt managed to save was from part-time jobs and small jobs. He never indulged in luxury or overpriced vacations, preferring to go out on his bike or hiking somewhere in the countryside. His simple approach of sending surplus money regularly to investments has enabled him to secure an investment income at 40 from a rental home mortgage and a few stocks he bought. He finances any major expenditure with the money generated by his investments plus the money he has left over. His total wealth continues to grow, and in the future he will no longer have to work to meet basic needs. Let's now look at a chart of what Matt's financial situation looks like. Once Matt gets his paycheck, he sets aside 10% for investments, 10% for himself and 10% as gifts for others. He uses the rest of the money to pay for necessary expenses. He is already behaving differently here than John or Mary. He just repeats this activity mechanically year after year. As you can see, Matt's overall wealth continues to grow because he funds any major expenditures with the surplus from his investments, since he never spends it all. His investments still have room to grow. So he is doing significantly better than John, and unlike Mary, his savings are growing over time and he's getting richer. Which of these three would you like to be? John, Mary or Matt? What's beautiful about this story is that they all had the same starting line in life, but different education and backgrounds. The result is a completely different financial background and a completely different way of thinking about money. The fact remains that the mental setup of all three will most likely remain similar. Or is it? John will probably still be living on debt. Mary will probably never dare to invest. And Matt? It will be different for him. Seeing more and more money in investments, he will want to educate himself because he sees that it makes sense. With more money, he has more time to study and can spend on family and hobbies. Over time, he will stop working for the money and the money will start working for him. The crucial thing that can shuffle the cards for John and Mary is education. We all have access to the internet and information. We just need to start educating ourselves and slowly get rich. Thank you so much for listening to the financial story of three different people, and I look forward to sharing more videos with you. Have a great time and invest wisely.